All right, these are the percent composition notes for chemistry. And percent composition is all about the makeup of a element within an entire compound. So if you remember, a percent is a part divided by the whole, and then it's multiplied by 100. Like for an example, you can just talk about percent composition of a pizza. And if you said that you have 8 slices of pizza, that's the whole. And if you said that I took 4 slices, that would be the part. So 4 divided by 8 multiplied by 100 would mean that I'd taken 50% of the pizza. But when we're talking about it in chemistry, we talk about the percent by mass for each of the elements. So each of the elements is my part that's in the whole compound. All right. So when we have examples in our notes, it says find the percent composition for a compound that is formed from 28 grams of iron and 8 grams of oxygen. So the first thing we have to do is find the whole compound. So to do that, we would just add up what we have. So that would be our 28 plus 8, which would give us 36.0 grams of the compound in total. Then to find each individual one, we would do the part. So we would do part of, my mouse is being weird. So we would do part divided by the whole. So we would do 28 divided by 36 and then multiply it by 100 to find the percent composition of iron. That would give us 77.8% iron. Now, when we did 8 divided by 36 multiplied by 100, that would give us the percent composition of oxygen. So that would be 22.2% oxygen. Now, to double check these, a lot of people are always like, well, we could have found the oxygen just by doing 100 minus 77.8 and found that. Well, you could, but that only works if there's just 2 elements. And if by chance you mess this one up, then that's going to cause you to mess this one up too. So I recommend that you go ahead and do each individual element's total divided by the total compound, then multiply by 100. And if you do it that way for each one of them, then by the end, you should be able to double check this by actually just adding them together and seeing if they actually add up to 100, which 8 and 2 does 0. And then carry your 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, so 0, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that does equal 100%. So that checks out with what we are asking you to do. So that's how I would actually do it, is double check it at the end. So that should make sense that all those add up. All right. I have another funny. Why is Avogadro so rich? Well, that's because he is a multi-millionaire. Ha ha ha. All right, moving on. What is the percent composition of calcium acetate? Well, key thing about this is calcium acetate is Ca, open parentheses, C2H3O2, close parentheses 2. So the first thing we have to do is figure out how many atoms I have of each of my elements. So for calcium, I have 1. And then I would look up calcium's mass off my periodic table, which is 40.08. So that would give me that. Okay. Then, because there's a 2 outside this parentheses right here, that has to get distributed to everything inside. All right. So if that's the case, that means I have 4 carbons, and carbon is 12.01 off the periodic table. So I would do 4 times 12.01, which would give me 48.08 grams. Then I would do 2 times 3, which would give me 6, times 1.01 would equal 6.06 grams. And then I would do 4 oxygens times 16, which would give me 64 grams. What I'm doing right here is just finding the molar mass. So now I'm going to add all those up. And when I add 40.08 and 48.04 and 6.06 and 64, I get 158.18 grams. Now the next thing, I have to find the individual percentages for each of these. If that's the case, then I have to take the part divided by the whole and multiply by 100. So I would take each of these values, the 40.08, and divide it by 158.18 grams. And this should actually be grams per mole. Sorry, I like to have it that way. Okay, and then do it this way because I know that's gonna not show up. There we go. Then the 48.04 will have to be divided by 158.18. The 6.06 will have to be divided by 158.18. And the 64 will have to be divided by 158.18. Then we'll have to multiply all those by 100 to get our percentages. So for 40.08 divided by 158.18, we should end up with 25.34%. Then 48.04 divided by 158.18 times 100, we get 30.37%. And then 6.06 divided by 158.18 multiplied by 100, we should get 3.83. Those are rounded to the number of significant digits that I'm supposed to have, because this first one is 40.08, has 4, and then 158.18 has 5. So we did 4 in our percentage. Okay, and then 64 divided by 158.18 multiplied by 100 should give us 40.46 rounded. When we add all of those up, we do end up with 100%. So that checks out, and I have a correct answer there. All right, accordingly. So that's percent composition. It really is easy in my opinion, as far as just part to whole divided by whole and then multiplied by 100. So hope this helps.